Hey kids, welcome to Lesson 7, APIs and Function Parameters, Part 3. Documentation. As we move forward, you're going to see more and more commands added to the toolbox. What happens if you see a command and don't understand it, or you forget how it works? Don't worry, this happens to professional programmers all the time, and I can tell you it happens to me all the time as well. No one actually memorizes long lists of commands. Most programming environments have ways to quickly look up documentation about the commands of the language you're using. Good news, AppLab has the same documentation too. We have a little animated GIF here. This is what I'm about to show you. When you hover your mouse over a command in the block palette, a bubble pops up with a quick reminder of what a function does and what a parameter is. If you click the See Example, you'll be taken to a more detailed documentation of the command, which includes code examples that you can copy and paste. Let's see what we're talking about here. If I go down to Move Forward, you'll see this little blue box pops up here. It first gives me a little description of what happens here. Move Forward moves the turtle forward a given number of pixels to the current direction. And you'll see in the extreme right, See Examples. Let's click on that and see what happens. This box will pop up. So under Move Forward here, we have a little description, moves it forward, just same thing we saw on the other screen. Tells you a little about what it does, moves a straight line over, gives you examples, even real world examples, how do you draw the letter L, how to go 200 pixels, everything like that. And it also gives you some tips down here. This is really powerful and really helpful. So if you get in a bind and you don't understand what's going on and I'm not around, take a look at this first. You'll learn that these libraries are important moving forward. So now is a good time to start orienting ourselves with them. Let's go back and see what we're doing today though. More new commands, color and width. Two powerful new commands have been added to the toolbox, pen color and pen width. We saw those in our last lesson. Read the documentation. Read through the documentation for pen color and pen width, which lets you set the color and size of your pen your turtle uses to draw. The documentation for pen color has a lot in it. For now, just look at the name colors, things like red, green, etc., etc., etc. Don't worry, you'll get lots of opportunities to practice with colors in a variety of ways. We are just getting started. Let's go ahead and just look at our documentation here for pen color. So I'm going to go down here, pen color, hover over it, see example. Come up here, tells you we can use a couple different values here. We can use our hex, we can use RGB, all these different things we've covered in the class already. If you come over here, we can simply just write the word cayenne right there. We can also use our RGB colors. This is our red, green, blue. And I'm assuming we can also use our hexadecimal, which would be your hashtag, and then your numbers after that. So it gives us a ton of stuff to do here. Do this. Draw the square using pen color and width functions to draw a thick blue square shown below. The size of the square doesn't matter. What we're trying to do here then is to just draw a square. Thickness doesn't matter, and we just want to change the color. Let's do this in several steps, shall we? First thing I want to do is take care of my box. So let's move forward 50 to start off with. Let's see how close that gets me. Pretty good. After that, I'm going to turn right. Isn't it nice having a turn right command? 90 degrees is our parameter. That's what we need to do since a square has 4 right angles. Move forward 50 pixels again. I could probably start copying and pasting this in a minute. Turn right again, 90 degrees. Let's go ahead and Control C, Control V. That's 1, 2, 3 sides. I need 4, so I'm going to put a 4th in. When I hit reset and run, my turtle should go up, over, down, complete a square, should end up in the right spot. There you go. Perfect. There's my square. But we have 2 things to worry about. Pen width, pen color. Let's do the width first. Let's try a pen width of 5 to start off with. That's close, pretty thick. I bet you if I go up to 10, it'll look a lot better. That's much better. This is pretty close now. The only real difference I have now is my pen color. So I'm going to put my pen color underneath my width. Now, if you see here, if I hit down on this, it'll tell red, it'll give me the RGB value for red. It'll give me the RGB value plus alpha. If you remember, your alpha is going to be your opacity, and then your hexadecimal. I don't want this. I want to be blue. I can do this a couple different ways. I can look up what the RGB for blue is, or I can simply just type the word blue in here, and that'll actually give it to me. Let's hit reset and run and see what happens. Well, there you go. Blue did work. Let's see if it changed after it. No, it didn't. So this must be just hard programmed into the code for red. So we simply could type blue in. Again, simply going on to Google, RGB blue will give you the same numbers as in there. Let's go ahead and see if code.org agrees with me. Hey. Good job, kids. I will see you on the next puzzle.